just want the world to know that he was so beautiful and so kind and so gentle and just full of life, and that bullying really sucked the life out of him, and that, if me and his family had known the depths of what he was going through, we would have had the chance to get him more intensive treatment. And that's why I believe that I have to fight for this for him. It was always something that me and him had talked about and that we dreamed about, and we really need help.
I'm so sorry to hear about the bullying. It's just tragedy on tragedy for those on the outside of us that can see how such intense temporary pain can lead to something so permanent, especially with somebody so young. But do you think that we are really close to a time where science could change the permanence of death? You say you talked to him about that. What were those conversations like?
So during COVID, we'd been homeschooling, nearly his entire primary school years. It was only when he started high school that this happened this year. But during COVID, of course, being, away from everything, we weren't allowed to go out and things. We were talking about the afterlife and talking about things. And of course, we wanted to go to heaven, but we thought, oh gosh, what if it isn't real? And we always just want to be together. And we watched this documentary called The Year 1 Million. And we thought, okay, maybe we should do this, in the year 1 million, we could do all these amazing things if this is real. And so we were waiting for this clinic to open in Australia, and it only just opened recently. So I hadn't, gotten the whole life insurance, everything together, and I never could have imagined that we would have been facing his end so soon. But I know that with the advancement of this technology, it really depends on how many people are put into cryogenics preservation. So I hope that, if my son does find someone who's willing to contribute to this funding campaign, and I'm able to put him in, and then I work, the next however long I can to put myself in as well and have plans for our family and friends, I'm going to advocate for the advancement of this technology. And, I think the more people that are involved with this process, the more it will advance. Some people think it will be as soon as 100 or 250 years. Me and my son, we're a little bit more realistic. We were like, look, the year 1 million, maybe we come back when, they've learned how to make people fly, how to make people swim in the ocean. And we used to play video games together, and we used to have so much peace in that. So, the idea of a world where we could be together and I could heal him, all the pain he was feeling, he'd just be everything right now. It would give me a purpose.
I hate to ask this question, but if by some miracle of science we do see these types of breakthroughs achieved, have you thought, or are you worried about what might happen when they try to bring him back?
So I would be with him. If something were to happen with my revival process, I have other friends and family willing to do it as well. I would also have legal things in place for him to, receive immediate in-depth mental treatment, a time capsule for him. And I think it would mean the world for him to see that even though he felt like the school didn't care, that his friends didn't care, that actually the world cared and someone was willing to give him another chance at life, because he only told one person about how he was feeling. And the person that he told was quite young, and she didn't realize he was being serious. So I know that he wanted help. He just didn't know how to ask the right people. And he really deserves another chance. He was beautiful. He was just like me in the sense that we donated, all our free time to activist work. We never hoarded money. Everything we made, we gave back to the arts and humanities. We believe in humanity. And I just hope there's someone out there listening who believes in science, who believes in, that bullying is wrong and just wants to help us, because we don't have much time left and we're not even halfway through. People have talked about us going to American clinics, but it would be even too expensive just to travel over there. So it needs to be the one in Australia. And I just really, I'm just begging someone for help.
And Clare, I know that, originally you said it was 7 days that you had this very small window in about $300,000 Australian dollars. Where does the window stand now? How many days do you have for this process to have to happen?
I mean, the cryogenics place had said to us, really, it was like 5 days, but maybe 7. If we were to put him in a sleeping bag with dry ice, it could be longer. But when you do that, it does disfigure them, and I wouldn't want to disfigure my son unless I knew that, like, you know, it was certainly going ahead. Like, he's so precious to me. Yeah, so I'm really giving it, I think, 3.5 more days now.